Gonna clean the rollers, the big ones, small ones, and then I'm gonna knock down this little thing here on the side, and then prime and paint. So I cleaned up all the axles. They're ready for prime, ready for paint. I really like using this flap disc here. It's a really nice one. I like it. And next step is to clean, and surprisingly they're asking for soap and water. So that's what I'm gonna do next. Soap and water, and then I'm gonna use the prime. This is the primer I'm gonna use. And then tomorrow, the paint. My first time applying primer to metal, and I'm spending way too much time trying to make a perfect job. It doesn't really matter because that's just primer. It's going to be coated again. But I'm going to do this side, that side, and then I'll flip it over and then do the rest. That way I can do everything in one go. So this is a priming process. It's getting well. This is my first time applying primer to metal, so I'm learning a lot as I go, and I think I better understand why we have two separate steps of the primer and the top coat. That allows for having each product very focused. You know, the primer looks sloppy and doesn't need to look pretty because it's not going to be visible. The top coat needs to resist to UV and scratches and provide a nice smooth finish, whereas the primer's only job is to prepare the material and to have a solid foundation. So it makes sense to have each of them very focused on what they do best. This primer stinks quite a bit, and so I'm using this respirator. That's the Honeywell. I like this respirator, and I'm using the vapor cartridges. So it's a Honeywell North. North is just the brand of respirator. This is the half face. I'm going to move on to the full face because I notice my eyes are a little disturbed by the paint. And so I'm going to put a full face on. So anyway, as I go, I prepare more parts, and then I wash them, prime them, and I have so many parts to do, so it's going to continue like this for a little while. This is the second coat. Very happy about the results. Those are primed. I'm going to apply the first coat on them.